And we have to give a little shout out to Waltz Cast, who's hopping on in here to observe for the very first time for Breakout Esports. Thank you very much for joining us, Waltz. I'm very much looking forward to him. He's a bit of a demon on the sticks, does a lot of observing, runs his own tournaments as well. So yeah, very excited to see him here. We are here on Vegas, and it looks as though the pink squad have taken the high ground here to start us off.
So, box. I'm not sure how to pronounce that whole
Sample
name.
box, yeah. That's Sky Gods.
That is the Sky Gods team, and they will be running the pink today. It looks like they've got a nice setup on top of the building. They're jumping down, wondering why they're losing the high ground. Just holding out for that cash box, just waiting to see it get open, maybe move a little bit. They are playing really close together as a team, so it's a good way to see them start off.
Interesting as well that the colours are, there's no blue team here, which I'm very used to seeing a blue team at some point. But yeah, so we've got orange and pink facing off against each other here. Orange is Mops, and it looks as though Mops have taken control of this cash box. They're taking it straight towards B as the first port of call. I do like this room for holding. It gives you a lot of options to play around it and force your opponents to have to search you, to scout you out before they engage. And it looks as though Sample Box and Co on Sky Gods are staying true to their name, going from above.
Yeah, and we do see the setup. Interestingly enough, this is just taking a really long for any. Starting to kick off now. Getting great shots off with that shotgun. Oh, the DMAT threw it up. Yep. Blocked him and threw him off. Look at that. He's having trouble just getting in there. But it looks like Toucan goes down from Replica. And
great play by our picker there. And he does manage to get the res as well. And this is looking like they're in a good spot. But Quiz is disconnected or something? I have no idea what's going on here. Why?
Yeah.
Is he just confused perhaps at the fact that our picker was standing by his side? Oh, was that the last one? Yes, that was the last life. Just basically trying to waste as much time as possible by leaving him alive. That's a bit cruel.
Well,
I was very confused there for a moment.
He can't run, he can't kill himself anywhere on this map, so it's basically, yeah, they were playing with him. That is one of the interesting things that happens when you get down to the last player.
Yeah, I was caught off a little bit there. I'm not getting too much sound through on my end, so apologies for that. But we will have that sorted anyway soon enough. Here comes the last chance saloon here for Mops as they come surging in. They have maybe one opportunity to go for the fight here. But this HHM comp obviously has so much staying power, but they've really boxed themselves back in here and taken a lot of damage for it. Down goes one. Demon finds another kill, and it's a 2 versus 0 here as they do manage to get the clean wipe, and they will get the steal successfully. Mops.
Just in time. Yep. They were able to come in there and just grab it. That was an interesting push. They were able to get the clean kills. It's weird to see how they're playing because it seems like Mop is just kind of playing a little separated and they kind of converge together, and that's kind of what we saw, kill after kill. So good steal, good change, and the first cash out is done.
That it is. Alright, so Mops now in a bit of control as they move towards the next vault. They have tapped it. And we say they are running the medium light. I was not expecting this as well from the teams, as you know, so much has opened up to us in terms of possibilities of what you can run. We see plenty of heavies about as well, given that kind of reduction of class limit. But yeah, Mops really going in with this aggressive stance, and the DMAT as well is their choice over the turret. Very interestingly. So yeah,
I think it's a great choice, honestly. I mean,
it's opened up so many doors, hasn't it? This new
yeah. And I mean, it's going to be weird for us not to see heavies in here because it is just such a critical, way to like submit your team around one player. And now you get to, and I guess that's why they were playing a little looser and then converging together instead of like anchoring on one spot. We do see Cash Out C getting started. And it does look like the Sky Gods are the ones holding it. They are getting pushed pretty hard. Still, it goes down. And we are watching the enemy team just kind of get picked away. Yep, that is great shots from the shotgun. One more connected, and Sam goes down.
And that's
that is a team wipe. Yep.
Fantastic work again from Mops. They're showing us what this MML comp, a very rarely seen thing, can be doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just excited because this is not a team comp that we've seen in play ever, really. I think we've seen HML, we've even seen Triple Light. But now with this lifting of the class limits, despite the fact that, you know, double heal beam was arguably one of the only reasons you'd want to bring double mediums before, we're seeing the DMAT and just the, you know, the general double medium work out quite well for this team so far. Samco Box and Basilia on both on heavies right now, and they're looking to bring down the box and make a play from beneath here.
Yeah, they've got plenty of time. I see them kind of planning their strategy. Using that red barrel, I think they're going to start the explosion. We do see that the enemy team is a little bit of ways away, so there's the engagement.
Ooh, that's a big hit there, as it might drop a player down through the shaft, and that leaves them out of the fight for a little bit. They can turn and face the players behind them. There is that stray orange who's managed to lurk beneath, but no, that engagement is not strong enough. They decide to fall back and find a second opportunity, but the box drops down. It's got to be now or never, Rio.
Yep, and I love that drop. It falls down far, and we see that they can still have an overhead view of it. And I think that they have enough view
cover.
Yeah.
Oh, but the dome shield does go up. That is going to facilitate the steal. They have the mesh shield as well. They are trying to stick this steal. They have to dive in and do something about it, but the body block is so
Did he do it?
efficient. I don't
He
think
didn't.
He did it. No, he did it. They got the steal.
Yeah.
They got the steal, and that was fantastic play from Skygods, fully committing, and that is, I suppose, showing the strength of the double heavies there, with the shields completely protecting them, as well as the chunky bodies.
Even after that big of a nerf on the dome shield, it seemed that they, you know, planned them kind of perfectly in sequence, and they were able to throw them down. But I think, what is it, 5 seconds each, or something like that, and just by the perfect amount of time. So great team play, honestly, by Mop or Skygods.
I gotta know whether the light on the side of Mops, which is currently Demon, but who's running those glitch grenades or not. Oh no, this is we're looking at Toucan right now, but we will find out at some point whether he's running those glitch grenades. I haven't really seen any glitches out.
I did see one glitch hit, but I wasn't sure if that was a barrel or a grenade.
Could be a barrel, maybe.
Yeah.
So we'll find out, because a glitch grenade in that situation would have been, you know, ground winning, potentially. Toucan taken down after a great dive comes in from the Skygods, and they are following up on this as well. They get the revive onto Sample Box on the stairs, and they are giving chase against what is possibly the last player. Yep. No, not quite the last player on the side of Mops, but they have at least gotten enough kills to assure themselves control over this box.
Yeah. We do see the res coming in. I believe that it's Toucan who's getting up. Nope, it was Quiz gets revived. And we do see the whole team now is back up. They are still fighting up high. It looks like the cash out is happening at D a little bit lower, kind of in that restaurant area. And yeah, interestingly that the fight is just still happening up here. You see them, each team planning, and they are about to start the engagement right now. You can see them from the overhead view. And we can see kind of both teams set up just one level above each other. I do think they're hopping in now. Scylla is hopping around with that RPG, gets a nice damage off.
Despite the nerf, it's still a great engage tool. Samco has gone down though, and they have got the res above. Ooh, down goes the Overwatch of Mops team, and now it's only a 2 versus 1 as they have control of the box and they're fighting against Toucan here. Toucan does go down. That's one fight successfully won by the Skygods, and Mops have one chance now, realistically, to try and get this cash out and secure Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to really the wire. There's still 10 seconds left, 5 seconds left now of the respawn. It's going to determine how close they respawn at. They did rework the respawn system lately, so I think there's a good chance we will see one last fight, but this is really where it's all going to come down to.
Time is of the essence.
By Toucan.
Trying to make their way towards the point as quickly as possible. And there you can see we just got a moment of Skygods set up quite far back, hunkered down, leaning on their team's strengths here with all the heavy utility behind those barricades, overlooking the point. I don't think Toucan spotted them behind those barricades either. They have to make a play at some point soon, and in they go, taking heavy flak. Quiz actually comes out looking relatively unscathed, tries to land some shots with the shotgun, but he's gone down immediately there. And they just do not have the staying power. Skygods may well have just done enough here with this fortress they have built themselves. And there it is, the wipe onto Mops, mopping up the competition. Skygods take Vegas.
Yeah.
We are underway right now in Seoul, and it is still Mops in orange, Skygods in pink. In case you're just joining us, we have just seen Skygods go up one map on Las Vegas in this best of 5, and the winner will make it through to World. So it's all to play for here, Rio, as the first engage comes through. RPG hits, but doesn't make quite the impact they hope for. Basila, though, taken down by the LH1. And it looks as though they're very scathed as well. Oh, doesn't quite land the stun on the pink that he's chasing after, but the hounds are now let loose. And I think it's only a matter of time before Skygods are cleaned up in this opening fight. Yep, there we go. That is the confirmation of the team wipe. And Mops will have control over the first box.
Yeah, great start to the map. It does look like we kind of got lucky, and we have a standard issue, clear day. So this is a nice variation to the map. I don't see anything that indicates it's under construction or anything like that. So we've got a nice standard map here in Seoul, but it does look like they're immediately taking it to one of the hardest cash outs to kind of push into, and that's B, right inside the hospital. If you didn't know, that part of what makes this unique is that they can blow it up and stay down, and you are missing kind of that back side to be able to attack from. So you've got the bridge that is still up for now, but I'm sure that that's about to come down as we see them getting set up here. And then it makes it where you have to be funneled through the rooftop on the next side. So it's a very hard place to push, and I would basically put this in, who's the team that has it? I think it's Mops. I think that they're going to get this one without much contention.
But they do have the crane route over the top, which has not been taken down, so this does give them an opportunity to come in from above, as the Skygods, obviously, we've seen they like to do. It has forced Mops to retreat down into the safety of the building and re-engage high up, but at the moment, SG are taking the flak as they fall into the center of Mops' crossfire, but they have the control over the site, and the dome shield goes down. They're probably just going to force this steal through. But the DMAT comes through. Great play from Mops there to drop it and buy them a little bit more time, but now Skygods are in more cover. They have to worry about this, do Mops, and the steal is successful, but we've traded kills here. One team in 2 and one team in 1, and now goes down Mops, the last player, or last medium, and it's a 1 light against 2 heavies. Unfortunately, it's the 2 heavies that do win. So a successful assault of the hospital. It's not often you see that, but the crane being left up and, you know, that comp just being able to withstand so much flak really made the difference by the looks of things.
Yeah, that crane, that's why you normally see it go down immediately, sometimes even before the bridge, because it is just so powerful. And I love the fact that they are running a zipline as well, because it gives them an opportunity to just jump over. And by the time the Skygods made it there, you could see that Mops was just kind of scrambling, because they weren't expecting it. I'm not sure where the breakdown in communication happened, but yeah, that was Skygods playing that perfectly in one of the hardest places to push, I think outside of the elevator in this situation.
And we are seeing some, the first competitive play from the Pike, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Because we haven't gotten to see much of this. A new weapon that is tearing up every server imaginable. Power shift, quick cache, you name it, like ranked, everywhere, this gun, this DMR for the medium. I said before the season started, if there's a DMR for the medium, which it looked like there would be from the teasers, then I'm probably going to be maining this gun. Strangely, I haven't taken to it just yet.
Oh, really?
I have this kind of thing where I resist the meta no matter what. Unfortunately, little fumble there as he drops maybe a little further than he planned to, but doesn't matter. They regroup on the bottom floor, and Mops, despite having control of this cache out, or this cache box, they are going to have to engage fairly soon.
Yeah, and here's the setup, and we just see them kind of waiting. They're not grabbing it, they're just waiting for Mops to push into them, because they know that if they leave this area, they're in an exposed area. And yeah, look at that, the fighting is starting. But Mops is still really spread out, and it might be to their advantage, but I think that the whole regrouping just takes time. And yeah, look at everybody, they're lagging behind this light player.
Some unfortunate missed shots from the LH1 there as well, which makes it a little bit more challenging. Great gateway, though. And a lovely steal right from under the noses. But he has left his team behind. Again, that disconnect between the mobility of the light and the, you know, the rest of the medium squad. But it looks as though, in fact, he's abandoned the cache there. He decided that, you know, it's not worth it. He's jumped off the building and decided to regroup with his team, allow that collective spawn so that they can both tackle C together.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're going to keep, talking about today, is that, oh no, they all got blasted. That's amazing.
Move! Keep
orbital lasers, yeah.
Oh, so silly. In case anyone's wondering, in case you've got newer viewers here, orbital lasers will target you if you're standing still. So, Stop standing still on the platform.
Yeah, and it's very quick. It's like 2 seconds. If you stand still, it starts coming down, and you have about another second to get out of the way. So it's a fun event. It's usually not that impactful, but it does keep people moving, which I think is a perfect thing in a game like this. So
anyone wondering why they're in play as well? We don't have the facility, unfortunately, at this moment to remove these random things from custom games, even though in ranked we do have the rule set where they are not in play. So maybe it's around the corner, and Bark, we're waiting on you for that. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway,
we do use the quick cache format, so that's important to note instead of the actual ranked format because of the respawns mainly. You just respawn so much quicker because if we had to wait the 25 seconds, that it isn't competitive, this would just not be fun.
And it allows for 3v3s as well, which is important. So we have the dive coming through. Again, this is under the control of the pink squad. That is Skygods, who are ahead in this game so far. But down goes one of them. And down goes another potentially as Demon is raining hellfire upon them. But the res comes through, the stun, and the burst comes through from the LH1. Again, Basila taken down a second time in a row. And it's a 2 versus 1, I believe, right now for Mops. No, and they have the opportunity to try and force this steal. Soundclock's the last alive, and he has to go in. He has the red canister to try and force them off the point, but it's not enough, it seems. Steel is being stuck out once again. RPK has been able to use a coin in time, but the steal has been successful, and everyone now up for both sides.
Yeah, and we're basically out of time here, so I think that Mops has this one, as long as they can hold it off for just about 10 more seconds. We do see a lot of fighting and explosions going off near the vault.
I won't speak too soon because, of course, Skygods do have that heavy utility to be able to use, but Mops with their whole team up have, of course, the stun guns, have, of course, the glitch grenades to force them off the point, and it's just a matter of time now. It's surely now or never if Skygods want to seal this in 2, and it looks like it's going to be never. Mops successfully taking that second cash out and pushing it all the way once again to 3.
Yeah, and honestly, that cash out station was just in such a weird position. It was in so open in the very middle of that courtyard, and it just made it where if anybody was above you, you just didn't have any cover at all, and that's exactly what we saw. So Mops played that really well in the nice setup, and just kind of keeping that defended. Great steal. We're seeing some great plays right now from some teams I'm not familiar with, and I'm definitely enjoying getting familiar with them.
Absolutely. It's great to see some new teams coming into the fold as well with the LCQs. You know, these are players that haven't necessarily been participating all the way through Masters. Maybe some of them are relatively new to the game. We did have a decent influx of new players, you know, bringing over their skill sets from other games with the release of Season 4. So maybe we have some even newer players in here. This is just, you know, we don't know. So either way, we've got an early death. Demon taken out, the light on the side of Mops before this engage can fully begin. The cash out has, of course, been stuck by that orange team. Now it's the prime opportunity for Skygods to try and stick the steal while they are a man up, and they are successful with it.
Yeah, they just kind of got in there with no contention. I mean, everybody kind of got in, and they didn't even get shot at. They were prepared to throw down that second dome shield, and it wasn't needed. So here we see the steal again, and they're playing it very slow and very just kind of...
Oh, they're quite far away from the point right now.
Yeah.
But they have dropped it very smartly, whether it was by DMAT or other means, not too sure. But down goes the medium. Our pick are taken out, and they will have to expend a fair amount of utility here, the heavies, to try and protect this area to secure the res. Thankfully, the charging slam allows them to regain control of the point immediately, but it wanders straight into the crossfire, and it looks as though Skygods, they might die a death of 1,000 cuts here. Down goes another. The DMAT comes, or the defib comes through rather onto the heavy, but that is it. Basila taken out, and a steal back from Mops. That may be it. I don't think Skygods have enough time. 11 seconds left on the timer before the res. They don't have the mobility available to them to get to this point, I don't think, once they've revived.
And it's such a hard spot to get into. You see that Mops is set up on top. They're all around it, and even if they are able to push in, they have to push into the lowest level and just kind of get where there's almost no cover and somehow steal it. They have to dive directly on it with maybe they're both heavies, but I just don't even think the time will allow that to begin with. So, yeah, it's a shame.
That is it. Congratulations to Mops taking the second map. So we will go to at least 4 maps. Very exciting stuff here. Their own map.
And it looks like we've got the fog variation. I'm not sure if it's just the screen, the stream, but boy, it does look really more foggy than I've seen in a while. So This is kind of cool. It does add to the little bit of the more chaos, especially if you're not that skilled at identifying things that are moving from far distances.
Maybe Skyway Stadium is at a higher altitude than the rest because it's Skyway.
Yeah,
That could be it.
very well.
Speaking of higher altitudes, you can see at the moment this is in pink.
Look at
we
that.
swapped plate. We have swapped colours. That's going to be confusing. Mops in pink now against Sky Gods in orange, and Mops, having taken the high ground, have still managed to lose a player, but a free kill there.
Wow.
With Bazilla taken out, and now Hazza manages to find Sam Kugwaks, get that res through. 2 versus 2. Down goes Hazza. And it looks as though, weirdly, after all of this, Mops are the team that are going to be in control here as Demon has scooted off with that box, leaving his team behind. But it doesn't matter too much because that timer is in their favour now.
Yeah, that was a real interesting engagement. We do see a lot of reses coming off, and at times it seemed like Sky Gods kind of had the advantage, but it does look like Mops was able to kind of get it. And wait, the cash out has already started, so the fighting was happening way over here while the cash out was started. This is wild to see. And it does look like the Sky Gods have spawned pretty close. So the engagement will get started almost immediately as soon as they come over from that zip line, unless they bring it down. Oh, it looks like they're taking the jump pad and off the zip.
Oh,
what are they
interesting
doing?
repositioning there because he's going to the other side with the pike to try and get that long-range engagement that favours him. Sam Kugwaks managing to take out one player on the opposing side of Sky Gods there. Of Mops, rather. Tukun is out, and this is going to be a difficult defense here for Mops because they are above the point, but they are only 2 right now. And it looks as though they've brought it down very successfully there to the bottom floor. So now this steal that we've seen a number of times come out from Sky Gods where they pile all their utility into the steal while they have a man up could be successful. Looks as though it isn't yet, as they've been forced off the point yet again by the 2 players on Mops. And weirdly, the medium and the light are winning the war of attrition here. They pick up a kill on the way as well. And by this time, I think they'd have gotten their 3rd player up. So, but now Tukun goes down. So now it's Quiz and Demon left up. This is such a strange fight that they're keeping going. Great little stun gun play there. He just keeps coming in and tickling them. The timer is slowly wearing down. Does he get the kill? I don't think he does. The steal was not successful. He did. And Demon comes in to clean up the rest. He doesn't get the final kill. His teammate does. But that's enough. What was that objective, Rio? That was chaos.
That was wild. And I loved that everybody was kind of just throwing gas, throwing glitch grenades. We saw Demon jumping in and out. That tase was perfect. Probably saved the entire steal. And just, really weird. Almost like shooting fish in a barrel a little bit.
Yeah, they brought it down 2 floors, and I was expecting that to be a good thing for them, but they couldn't. They couldn't cover their heads. They just left that hole above them, and they didn't have the continual dome shields, the continual covering fire, even to deal with just a singular light and a singular medium, and that's all it ever was. That's so strange. We see a 2-man hold of the cash out.
Yep, and they did it perfectly. So that's more credit to them. We do see the second cash out is already getting started. Fighting happening on the roof. See Sam shooting, getting great shots off. Brings Tukun down. Throws up that shield. Getting pushed. Throws down C4 as he's running away. We didn't get to see the impact of that, but we do see the zipline coming up. And we do see that Sky Gods are trying to push. This could go the way of Mops already. And everything's fighting inside of the attic right now.
Great engage there from Demon. That was a 1 versus 2. That's ridiculous. He should not have got away with that. And he gets the steal, after the wipe. That is... Wow. Hats off to you, Demon. Great play.
Yeah, and just watching everybody just go down inside that attic, that was amazing. And yeah, by the time that they respawn, I don't see where they've respawned at, but it does look like there's going to be maybe 1 more push. They should have enough time to make it way over there. They're not too far.
Seems like it. But they're coming up against a Pike and an LH1 coming through this open area. So it'll be quite difficult to find a safe way through it. They do have this zipline and the jump pad for mobility, but there we go. They're opting to zip over this small house, but already spotted and taking a lot of damage is the medium. They need to keep him alive for that defib and that heal beam. So they can't afford to commit anytime soon. They're waiting for the zip, so it really is just going to be 1 more fight.
that zip line, it's amazing, but it just leaves you so exposed. You know, you're just directly broadcasting, hey, I'm headed this way. And we do
Good
see them,
shield.
look at the shots in the air.
The skeet shots out of the air, taking down Hazard, but the whole of Mops there taking a lot of damage. And now it looks as though they're going to try and force the steal. Samkobox, though, is the last man standing for the heavies against Demon. It's a 1 versus 1 to try and protect this cash out. Demon with a perfectly placed gateway to try and bring him back up to the point. And Samkobox trying to force the steal. He does have the stun gun, and that's going to be it. He doesn't get the kill, but it doesn't matter. In fact, he does get... Was that a direct trade? It was.
It
to
was.
finish the round and to finish...
Together, it just might be a little more of a challenge on these little tighter areas. But here we go, getting
is this
started.
duck and cover?
It is.
Does
The
this
duck
mean that
is
we
down.
do, in fact, have a massive open area in the middle
Yeah.
of the map? Now, that will change things slightly. These long-range angles become more viable. And we can see right now that Sky Gods in orange have made their way towards that vault first, as Mops looking to control from range. They have the LH1, they have the pike, they want to play across these rooftops, but I think with the longevity of the... Ooh, some good shots there landed by the LH1, but I was going to say with the longevity of the medium,
Ooh.
and heavy, you'd expect them to be able to survive this onslaught. That said, they have already lost a player.
Yeah, and they are just kind of cornered right now, and even the remaining players are pretty low. It looks like they got the res off, and Haza's healing beam is overcharged, so they have to kind of regroup for a few seconds. Looks like they're just trying to get out of there. Probably a smart move to make. I think they might even be conceding this first cash out, this first vault. I mean,
They're just trying to bait some fire, some utility towards the direction, get a feel of the game. Basilia and Hazard taking a lot of damage as well from these ranged guns. But, in fact, Mops have managed to take the box as well. That is a big blow for Sky Gods, who also lack the mobility and the speed compared to their opposing team with two mediums. You know, you've got a lot more zips, a lot more jump pads, and the light who just fling themselves around the map. As soon as they get on the front foot, they're not going to lose it.
yeah, and I hate to say it, I know that Haza is the healer, but we do need to see him kind of step up just a little bit more in this game, because last game he got 0 kills, and so far
Oh, God.
it goes down right now as I'm talking about him.
It's not the first time we've seen that either, being caught out on the zip or on the jump, on the approach. These pikes and these LH1s, they punish you for that. And speaking of the LH1 getting right up in Samkobox's face and taking out the final heavy on the team, that's bought them so much time. The time that is already going for cash out A. Sky Gods, they seem to have lost that kind of dominance that we saw them have in the early maps, and Mops are starting to run away with the flow of this game.
Yeah, and you know, this is kind of what can happen in these best of fives, is that you learn your enemy team. You learn who you're playing against, and I think maybe those first 2 matches we saw, it was just exactly that happening. And it seems like Mops just kind of figured this Sky Gods out, and they're just putting a stop to...
Oh no, don't go on this
trying.
again. Don't go up this zip again. Okay, they've just
An
about
interesting
survived it
choice.
this time, thankfully. And they get a bit closer in on the objective, which is very important. But they're having to spend so much utility just getting to the point. And they're taking damage while they go through it as well. Look, you know, that's the heal beam. Again, I have to criticize Hazard as well for letting his heal beam overcharge. Like, you have to not do that. You just you use it up to the point that it's about to charge, and then you stop. Because it will recharge quicker.
And here the
Either
fight's
way.
going on. They have one push, but we do see that Haza is low. It's same with Sam. And so it's all riding on Priscilla. He's getting some good shots off with this DMR. Looks like one of them threw a red barrel at him. It exploded right in front of us. Does go for the res, but can't bring it back, and there's the wipe. So it looks like Mops has taken this first cash out.
And that was quite easy for them. I have to say, that's the easiest any point has looked for any team so far this series. Really exerting control over the map. And the duck and cover thing, honestly, may be coming into this game more than we thought it would. Because the range control that Mops have had so far, it's been so throttling.
Yeah. Well, and if you saw, Quiz has 5 kills already. Like, we're 1 cash out down, he has 5 kills. And I think Demon had 2 or 3. So both of those players are really just kind of stepping up. And I'd love to see it. I do think it's interesting that we are seeing a lot of fights happening on the roof right now as well. If I was running the heavy medium comp, I would just try to not be here because you are just a shooting target. You are just a sitting target, and we see them repeatedly just getting half their health going down.
They don't have the range.
Yeah, exactly, and it just seems like Mops is just enjoying shooting, having a shooting gallery down there. If I were in this situation, I would immediately change my gameplay, and I'm kind of hoping this guy got some players to do that right now.
Yeah, it feels as though they're taking the high ground because that's the done thing, but you really do have to read the game and read the room and decide, yeah, that's not working for you here. Bring it indoors, make it difficult for, you know, everyone, for the Pike especially on the side of Sky Gods to do anything. The LH1, it could be better in terms of its close range capabilities too. So, you know, maybe they're just that scared of Toucan's shotgunning abilities. I don't know, because he hasn't needed to do anything this game so far. In fact, is he running the shotgun or is he running the Scar? Whatever it is, it's
the Scar. No, I'm not sure. I was running the Scar right now. There they go again. They just run into enemy fire. I don't know what they're doing. And we've had this conversation before about why you use zipline or bounce pad, and this is really the worst thing about the zipline is that you're just broadcasting, I'm going this direction, this way. With a bounce pad, you can at least have some variation. Your teammates can go left, right, straight forward, you know, anything like that. And it's very situational. And I think that I am starting to understand why more teams don't use it, because we are seeing its major disadvantage there. Look at that by Demon. What? Such a far zap.
He gets away as well. And look at the low grab is making these shots for Toucan maybe a little bit easier, exposing Sky Gods a little bit too much as they soar through the sky. Hazard the last alive. Both of his heavies down. They will be back in. They will be back in play in a few seconds. So he just needs to survive one more, and the heavy will tune in, and then the other one will follow closely after. But he has had to forego the box to do that. And you know, as soon as Demon spots an opening, he's gonna go after the cash, and he's gonna try and fling it in the direction of his team. But he has been cut off a little bit here by the goo. Thankfully, Sky Gods have regrouped around the box, and they have some control over the game again.
Yeah, and look at that rocket that went off immediately, and it looks like one of them's down to just a quarter health.
Did they get the meat?
Right now.
I think they must have finished off the light there. And they have an opportunity here to get a few kills. Ooh, picking off one of those mediums at range. Going after it as well is Samcobox, really committing to this, trying to get some control over the building that they will eventually deposit that cash in, as Basila finally closes that distance. And this is a good building, I have to say. This is one that they want to be playing in the HHM comp. This is very much an advantageous spot for them.
Yeah, and I mean, they have to. They have to make something happen right now. Because we're just seeing them kind of struggle. But this might be a good setup, like you said, because it is so high up. They have opportunity to drop it. They're playing on the roof right now.
They're down Hazard as well. It's a two heavies alive right now, and Mops smelt blood in the water there. They went straight for the kills on the heavies at the top of the stairs, and they've got their reward, taking out the cash. And Chris,
no way.
Chris takes himself out with the gas canister. Shouldn't matter because they have an easy res, but they've taken it out into the open. And this is fantastic situational awareness, fantastic game control from Mops, because once again, they can play this from range. The Pike, the LH1. It's going to be so difficult for Sky Gods to take this.
Yeah, and exactly it. Everything that we've been summarizing is that they're struggling on the roof, and the roof is the only way that they're going to be able to get any entrance into this, so they have to get something done. We do see that both teams are actually running pretty low. It does look like Basila is the healthiest person on his team. Sam's getting rezzed right now. The pause is pretty low. So this is going to be
it. They're very close.
Good, Matt.
Oh, but some shots there. Look at this huge crossfire that Mop have set up. There's no hiding from the onslaught, and that is a team wipe. Surely that is enough. Surely that's enough, Rio.
Yeah, I mean, there's a small chance that they dive onto it and throw their dome shields down and get it, but I just think that they're fighting upstream. Like, this is the hardest thing to push into.
I think that
they've done things right, too.
They didn't realize that the DMAP would expose the entire box.
Yeah.
That's so unfortunate. And that may well have cost Sky Gods the game and the series. The Zip comes out to try and close the distance, but the timer is against them. There's no way they get close enough. He's just going to go in and Pad is KD, pad is stats, but the stats don't mean nothing. They are out of this match. However, while Mops have secured their spot in the Worlds event,